Spartans 10 and 19, 3.
Carter's out. Here's the steal.
Spartan covers it away. Here comes Burks.
Dude, what the fuck are these highlights?
For Denver. That's a second miss.
Between Burks and Draymond Green. Look at this.
Wow. Jokic tried to keep it alive. Grant off the lead. 3 for the tie. Rebound Denver. They come out of San Francisco with a win.
I remember a lot more exciting moments of that game. What, did Denver down like 20 or something?
Oh, the Mason Plumlee free throw was a big shot, though. That was a big shot.
It was. Welcome in, everybody. Casual, very casual Friday edition. So casual of the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
How casual? This casual, boss? Is this too casual?
We might be this casual. We might be that casual. Oh my god.
Hell yeah!
We might be all of those casuals. I don't know. I'm your host, Adam Matas, guiding you through this storm. And I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues, the handsome one, the man with the wind in his hair, Harrison Wind.
Thought you were going to say me this time. Shit.
Can you guys believe we have NBA basketball in 3 hours? There's a game in 3 hours. Nope. By the time this show's over, it'll be 2 hours.
Not Denver. For the record, it's not Denver. Does not have a game there tomorrow. I'm joined by the man sipping whiskey.
That's right.
Me.
Shout out Black Shorts RK. That's the energy I'm trying to emanate today. So you're welcome in advance.
Yeah, that's Winningsburg energy.
Winningsburg, yeah, that's right.
Then I've got a man taking that L on the way out. It's Eric.
Man, it's I love this beachy vibe on a snowy day here in Denver.
So snowy.
It's getting me right where I need to be.
You're supposed to do your dance though.
That's not my dance.
Vote. No, it's Vote always has his little.
Let's just forget my shirt. I let everyone down today. I'm sorry.
Oh, you did let everybody down.
It's like a parade of disappointment.
My ex-girlfriend used to say that to me.
Yeah, the fans who haven't watched their team play in 9 months, you get to watch Andrew Wiggins again tonight. Congratulations. Congratulations.
The star of today. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so tonight's show, guys, we are going to spend a majority of it previewing tomorrow's game. All the things we're excited about. And I'm excited about just about everything, every aspect of tomorrow's game. It's one of the cool things about the Nuggets. Their starters are interesting, their bench is interesting, but their deep bench is interesting. Their third core is interesting. So
Nuggets.
Even if the Nuggets go to the deep reserves, I'm pumped up about it. I'm fired up about it. We might even later in the show go online with D-Line. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But first, the breaking news that only Casual Friday can provide you. In fact, this was news on like Tuesday, but we held it out for Casual Friday because it was more pertinent. And that is the NBA looks like they are going to continue to relax the rules on coaches having to wear suits. And they're going to allow them to go casual. No sweatpants, so you can't get too casual. I'm in sweatpants at the moment. You can't tell. But you can't go that casual, but you can go into the polos.
What about,
no coat?
I love those H&M joggers that look like they're work pants, but you could really sleep in them. Do you think you can get away with that?
Yeah, I'm curious to see how far people try to stretch the rules here.
Malone needs to borrow a full-on Puma jumpsuit from Michael Porter Jr.
Yo, we need to make this happen. There's nothing more ridiculous than the contrast of the players wearing tank tops and shorts, and their coaches are wearing power suits, and then the coach wearing the power suit slaps the guy on the backside as he walks by. They're going to need to meet each other on their level. Like
you guys are going to hate me for my take on this. You're going to hate me for
Wind
my
loves
take.
the suit.
I love the suits. God. I love the suits. You guys are going to despise
this is
me
a
for
Harrison.
this.
That's a Harrison classing, man.
I love
the
formality of the suits on the sidelines. I love it.
Well, you're gonna have to let go of your precious formality and get. This is a whole new year. Like we've learned that suits are no longer important. We've moved past suits as a society. We're a sweatpants.
We have moved past suits as a society. Like it is ridiculous. It really is just this like stupid gate for like, hey, are you rich enough to buy a suit and wear it and look like a? I mean, everybody's uncomfortable, but it's like I need to know that you are in my class of person so that I can do it. I have hot takes about the suit, so I'm all for coaches.
Yeah.
So here, I do want to go a throwback though here. we have Larry Brown here coaching the ABA, and look at this sick get up. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, of course we can see that in overalls, in patchy overalls. Wow,
isn't this a look?
That's the look. Is the rainbow sweater Dougmo as well? That picture that I'm thinking of, the one with I need Malone in some bright colors this season.
Holy shit!
Dude, look at these two guys, man! Incredible, absolutely incredible. I mean, we just have some real style and flair back in the day.
I'm surprised they allowed that much. I'm surprised they allowed that much sex to be on one side. Like you can't. It feels like it would be distracting.
And somehow Doug Moe could make a suit look sloppy. You know, like even he could. Even when he was rocking the suit, it looked like okay.
Doug Moe always had to look like he'd like just come back from like a 4-day poker tournament in Vegas,
Atlantic City,
and it didn't go well.
Yeah,
so like, oh god.
Yeah. Took the bus back. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is Miroslav. I'm telling you, man, he gets it, man. It's so true. I wonder what would Michael Malone's style be if there was no rules and no customs, like if it was just you wore what you want. What do you think, Malone?
I'll tell you exactly what it would be.
What is his style?
He would wear like a zip up. He would wear the zip up suit with the warm up pants. Like he's Brooklyn all day. Like comes from New York City. He would be walking around like
all black.
All black. And if like he probably get one leg, like one pant leg, like pushed up. He's Brooklyn all day. I'm telling you.
He is pretty comfortable in the jumpsuit, the basketball jumpsuit. He rocks it pretty well for like. I mean, how old is Malone? I don't know if we have to dox him on the pod, but not a young man.
Late 40s, mid to late 40s.
Looks pretty good in the suit.
Yeah, late 40s, I'd say. He, you know what he would wear? The shirt that Eric is wearing right now. That would be his go-to, go-to shirt, especially when playing the Lakers. I could totally see Malone wearing a troll shirt as he is coaching against the Lakers. I would encourage it at least. So I thought it was cool. I'm all for this though. I like it. I even thought the NBA dress code was kind of ridiculous, you know. And now obviously it's evolved into something else. But I'm for these guys using their expression. I like that they changed the rule. Now shoes can be like neon pink and stuff. Like, hey, express yourself however you want to. That was it for news, guys.
Wow.
We can bounce straight.
What are we gonna fantasy draft something here, or what's on deck?
We're not going to fantasy draft, but we are going to talk about the important news, guys, which is that there's a Denver Nuggets game tomorrow. They take on the Golden State Warriors, and we get to see them. And before we do that, let me see if I can share my other screen here, because I want to take us back to last year's preseason game, because I was trying to remember what happened to help prepare me for this preseason game. And here we have it. Jokic didn't play. I had no memory of this. I actually forgot that Jokic and Bol didn't play, of course, because of the foot injury. So if we want to get a sense for how many minutes maybe are going to be distributed, it looks like Murray 22 minutes, Gary Harris 22, Paul Millsap 20. So about 20 minutes should be expected if last year is any indication for what your starters are going to play. Does that sound about right to you, Wind?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, as of this recording, we have no official confirmation that Jokic and Murray are playing. I think we assume they're playing, or they're right, at least going to play a little bit. The only guy we know who's probably out is Will Barton. But yeah, I'd say if they play more than 20 minutes, I'd be pretty surprised.
I wonder if they play less this year with the new guys in tow, and really just it's going to be a short season. A lot of those guys really were just grinding in the bubble. Like, what do you really need to see from Jamal and Jokic right now? Unless they tell you they would like those 20-plus minutes, they feel like they need them. I would not be surprised to see a heavy dose of the Fakus, the Greg Whittingtons. And to Adam's point to start the show, that's still exciting. And that's sort of the dope part.
It might even be more exciting, to be quite honest.
Right? So
I agree.
I legit wish that the starters wouldn't play 1 minute. I mean, you can just see that these preseason games clearly a harbinger of things to come. Look at this. It just looks like any box score from any game throughout the season. Jokic doesn't play. We get heavy minutes for...
If you were to ask me who led the Nuggets in shot attempts in the first preseason game, I just would have guessed Malik Beasley without even looking at this box score. And sure enough, right, 4 of 11.
You would have been right. 4 of 11.
How many shots do we think Michael shoots? Let's say he plays 20 minutes. Is he getting a lot of shots up in this game?
Yes, he is.
So I actually have this as one way. Oh, well, first, before we get to that, I want to just continue to frame the conversation because, okay, so we did have Jokic sitting out. Maybe he sits out tomorrow. I would not be surprised. Maybe it'd be smart. Maybe since you play Portland twice, you sit him out one of those games. I don't know. But 20 minutes for the starters, and then you start to get everybody else. But here's what's so exciting about it. As we were saying, the second unit is Campazzo. Okay. Arguably the most exciting and interesting player to play tomorrow. I mean, he's right there with Bol and MPJ. He's like right there. So he's going to get, I think, a good run. You're going to get a look at Isaiah Hartenstein. We're going to get a look at Hard Rock. We're going to get to find out what he's all about. J-Myke Green, which is another one that I think it's just interesting to see where he fits in. And then when you get past those guys, Tyler Cook last year got 4 minutes. Tyler Cook is this year's equivalent of Marcus Howard, right? He's the very last guy on the bench for the Nuggets. So I think Marcus Howard, my dog's very excited about that one.
Big Marcus Howard.
Big Marcus Howard fans over here.
It's like the Bumpus Hounds are coming in to eat your turkey.
But Marcus Howard, I think we can expect 4 minutes from, and then everybody else is getting 7, 8. That's great. That means we might get RJ Hampton probably, Zeke Naji, all those guys.
That's what I'm saying, man.
This is as exciting as a regular season.
I want this to be pure Nuggets fan fiction, this game. Like, I don't need to see Jokic. I feel reasonably comfortable with what we can expect to get from Nikola Jokic moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, Jamal Murray, I feel reasonably comfortable. We know what we're going to get from Jamal Murray. Dude, I want to see Faku and Bol and RJ Hampton and Zeke Naji and all these guys that, like, and absolutely Marcus Howard. I want to see Marcus Howard, like, just a full... and one just like mixtape on display from Marcus Howard. I want to see him pull up. Like, let's get ridiculous with this stupid game. Let's go, baby. Like, what are we doing?
So I like this, Adam. I know you sort of had a plan for this conversation, so sorry if I'm stepping on your toes. But this comment, I think, is a good one. Is there something Malone is actually trying to figure out with these games? Is this a battlegrounds for any of these players who are fighting it out for a starting spot or a rotation spot?
So I actually think the answer to this is yes. I'm curious to hear, Harrison, what you have to say here, but I don't think it's one of those things where it's like what happens tomorrow will determine who's the starter or this or that. But I do think you look at the battlegrounds and think, okay, Gary Harris, Will Barton. Well, Will Barton's out. There's an opportunity here for guys to maybe solidify themselves or make a good impression. You've got the backup center minutes. Are those going to, Millsap? Is he starting? Is it Green? Is it Isaiah Hartenstein? Is it Bol? Like, you've got a bunch of guys that I think are probably on the fringe, and I think Malone has an idea of where these guys slot in. But every data point matters at this point, and tomorrow's data is as big of a data point as anything you'll have before the start of the season.
You know what the most impressive thing about this graphic here is that we see that Tyler Zeller tied the team lead in plus minus or second place.
That's right, he did.
sorry, Win. Sorry.
Tyler Zeller getting 11 minutes really that one's really crazy. I mean, Bol's got to get at least 11, right? He's got to get more than that even.
Yeah. No, Adam stole my word. Data points. Like, that's what this preseason is about. That's what every training camp practice is about. It's data points and gathering those in terms of where these battlegrounds are. Like, how good Monte Morris and Facu Campazzo look on the floor together. That's going to be a data point. How good the Monte Morris, Isaiah Hartenstein pick and roll looks. Does Paul Millsap and J-Myke Green, do those guys look like they can play alongside one another in these preseason games? That's going to be another data point. So all of that stuff is going to be very pertinent to Malone and just kind of this coaching staff in terms of evaluating what this rotation is going to look like. Because I do think there's some stuff that's still up in the air just in terms of combinations and who plays with who.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be super, super fascinating tomorrow. I can't wait. We're going to be watching it from the DNVR bar, which is closed, but it'll be open to us, which I'm very excited for. Excited to watch a game at the bar again.
Are you stunting on fools right now?
I am. Do you remember Bol's debut? We got to watch that one at the bar. Do you guys remember that? That was great. Yes. That's like an all-timer. We'll always remember that one.
We're credentialed media members, and the bar's our best shot at watching the team right now. So, shout out DNVR bar.
Shout out DNVR bar. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, though, we're going to continue to get into the details of what we're looking for tomorrow specifically, and we have some takes. We're going to rate the spice. How spicy are these takes? We'll let you know here in a minute.
How hot is this take? the Christmas Ale from Breck Brew is a damn good beer. I don't think that's a spicy take at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
It's a spiceless take.
Yeah, no spice on that take. But the Christmas Ale from Breck Brew, so solid. Another great beer from Breck Brew. Make sure to check it out. It's me and D-Line now.
Oh yeah, like everybody left and Adam left with the music. He took the
I just tried to take the stats off the screen, and all of a sudden everyone was gone.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, make sure to pick up some Breck Brew. Make sure to pick up some Christmas Ale from the farmhouse, your local liquor store. Also, if you are new to town, if you're looking for a dentist, maybe you're just looking to switch up where you get your teeth cleaned, taken care of, check out Green Mountain Dental Group, located just 15 minutes from downtown Denver. It's where a lot of us at DNVR go to get our teeth cleaned, and at Green Mountain Dental Group, you guys can get a free Sonicare toothbrush, a top-of-the-line electric toothbrush when you schedule a cleaning, x-ray, and exam. They're awesome people over at Green Mountain Dental Group. Check them out today. Again, get a Sonicare toothbrush when you schedule a cleaning, x-ray, and exam.
Yeah. I like, so I'm reading the comment section here. Important question. How will J-Myke fit next to Nikola? I mean, that's a good question. That's one of the things we just simply don't know. I mean, if we look at it, he can stretch the floor. First, let's start on offense. Great shooter, especially from the corners, and a guy that knows his role. He's not going to be catching the ball, pump faking 6 times, double crossover, step back. Like he's going to be a guy that knows he's a corner 3-point shooter. He's going to know where he belongs on the court. So I think good, not great. I don't know that he's going to be part of the best Denver lineup, but I think he's going to be good. I think it'll be similar offensively to a Jeremy Grant. Defensively, I think it's going to be a little more maybe matchup dependent, because I don't know that he's a great backside like rim protector or backside help side defender. I think he's good. I think primarily he is a on-ball defender. So I think good, not great in both ways, and more or less on par with what we've seen with the Nuggets outside of Paul Millsap.
Yeah, if we've learned anything about guys playing next to Nikola Jokic, like you've got to be really bad not to be a good fit next to Nikola Jokic. If you know your role, if you play hard, if you just have a lot of NBA skills, you're probably going to be a good fit next to Jokic. And I mean, that's who J-Myke Green is. He's a very solid player. He's just good. He's just good. He does a lot of things really well. He just does.
Isn't it funny, like, how quickly things changed? Like, when we found out that we were losing Jeremy Grant to the Motor City, it was like, oh, no, all is lost. And then, like, 1 week later, it's like, I cannot wait to see these new players. It's going to be unbelievable.
Well, we'll see what we're saying when the playoffs are around, but
yeah, of course. Yeah, he was more of a postseason loss than a preseason loss, Eric. I think if I'm getting this right. All right, I got a take for you, Kale. Fire up the rate the spice graphics. We'll see here. There it is. Rate the spice. We're ready to go. I'm going to throw one out for you tomorrow. Prediction: Michael Porter Jr. will lead both teams, even though he's only going to play about 22 minutes, in my opinion. That's just a guess. He will lead both teams in scoring. How spicy is that one, Brendan?
I'll give that a 2-pepper take.
Ooh, not spicy at all.
Not that spicy to me, guys. Is he going to be the most talented player that has a chance of playing 20 plus, maybe even 25? I think so. I'm not sure Steph Curry's looking to change anyone's mind in preseason game number 1 here. You start going down the list on that Golden State team, like I don't really think they have secondary guys that can light it up the way MPJ can. So I also think he very much wants to score 25 points. So I like MPJ.
Yeah, I'm with you, Vote. Not a spicy take. So Malik Beasley led the Nuggets in shot attempts in the last preseason opener with 11. I would be surprised if MPJ doesn't take more than 10 shots. I would be surprised if he doesn't take more than 10 shots. He's going to get the ball up. He's going to be put in a lot of positions to score. I think he's the odds-on favorite to lead the game in scoring.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that all makes sense. The question is just going to be for minutes. And this is like a weird. MPJ lives in the weirdest place right now, where he is, in our minds, the presumed starter, but in a lot of ways, he's still absolutely fighting for respect from Michael Malone. And so I don't even know. I don't know if he is a guy that needs to showcase himself in a game like this or not. I have no clue.
Right.
But I definitely know he'll want to.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Faku is going to look good. That's it. Faku. I think he's going to look good. I don't really have a spicy take. Okay, it's very mild. Well, I don't know if it is mild. I don't know if you had, there are people that think he's going to look terrible every single night. I think tomorrow will be a nice calming, and I think he'll play well enough tomorrow that people will be like, oh, okay, I'm in. Even the people that are not in on him will be like, okay, I'm interested. That's my take.
I cannot wait for this era of my life. I cannot wait to run around screaming Faku all the time. Basket. Especially when we're allowed to go back into the ball arena and there's opposing fans and Faku crosses one of them up, steals the ball, and I just need to scream Faku over and over. I'm gonna let you guys talk for a little bit. I'm gonna let this wash over me.
Man, I am so curious about Faku. I posted a couple of defensive highlights yesterday on Twitter, and he is just such a tenacious and anticipatory defender, such an intense defender. I'm so curious to see how that translates to the NBA, where guys are so much quicker and longer and just more skilled, just so much more skilled. So I think he's going to look really good too. And I think a big kind of underlying point with Faku is he was in the middle of a season before he came over here. He's just already in game shape. I think that's something that's really going to help him.
He's literally in mid-season form, dude. Yes.
He literally is.
So I think one of the things I want to see is, does he guard Steph Curry at all? I mean, it's just a preseason game, but one of the things about Faku that I think is that we keep hearing about is how hard he is to screen, in part by virtue of how tiny he is. There are some benefits to being tiny, but
that's
also
right.
just.
That's right.
But if you watch him, he is one of these guys that's it's almost like he's running through an obstacle course. Have you guys ever seen that sport? It's like tag on a jungle gym where guys are
professional tag.
It is tag.
Yeah, it's called tag. It's like tag. It is tag. But Faku almost guards off ball like that.
Right,
if you're running through screens, it's like he's jumping over the fence and
oh my God,
all this stuff. So I want to see if he can chase Steph, the ultimate that guy.
Right.
It would be a good test.
He's also going to play an obnoxious level of defense, in the first preseason. Whoever draws that assignment is going to be pissed off. Dude, no one else is playing that hard today. This is a preseason game. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Are we going to see? Are we going to see the mini lads?
The mini lads?
No, there's too many centers on this roster to see the mini lads in preseason game number one.
I believe in a 4-guard mini lad lineup at some point in the preseason.
I want to go back to something D-Line said about MPJ though. I think it is going to be really important for him to just flash that he's an improved and more committed defender this preseason, because yes, we all know he's going to start at small forward. I think we all know that, but we
all think that.
It's going to be just integral, I think, to show Micah Malone and to just instill some more confidence in Malone with his defense. I think that's going to be important for him to do.
Man, we might have to call it the Bubba Gump lineup. Anytime there's 3 point guards, I just think it's the Bubba Gump lineup. The mini lads is great. That could be a more
the mini lads is the ultimate nickname for anything that's ever been assigned. Dude,
damn it! Why are there 2 perfect names for this?
Dude, the mini lads is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Mini lads is so good.
I really love our fan. By the way, Long Boys. The Hamburglar, I'm pretty sure he came up with that. I missed whoever came up with mini lads, but you guys are the best.
Yeah.
You guys are the best.
If Jokic does play, this isn't on my sheet, but if he does play, I have a prediction. Wiseman absolutely eats him alive. And I think there's a little method to the madness here. One, it's preseason. We know Jokic doesn't care if it doesn't count, and preseason really doesn't count. And then 2, I kind of like the idea of Jokic being wow, Wiseman, you're so good, and then playing him in week 2 of the regular season and going for a perfect triple-double against him. Yeah, the Jokic. Yeah. It's not even the Jokic. I just think it's the I'm not trying, I'm not going to care. And then when it's time, it's this guy sucks. I was able to read his moves in preseason. Now I got him. So I could see that happening.
I like 40 checks from our main man.
I am completely prepared for Nikola Jokic to take 0 shots in this game.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wiseman is out. That's right. He did get him and Draymond. That's right. They're both out.
I expect Jokic to play 0 minutes. I don't even think he's going to play.
I am fine. I would be more than okay if he and Jamal Murray don't even play in the preseason. I don't need to see him in the preseason.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I want the Nuggets fan fiction. I want the most intriguing new pieces to just get some, because we don't even know what these guys look like. All we have are clips from them playing on other teams.
Right. Faku allegedly 5'11". Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So
that man is 5'9".
Here's a little bit of a spicier take. I think it's spicier.
Let's find out.
PJ Dozier will lead the team in minutes played.
Oh,
that's a little spicy, right? I think PJ Dozier, the MVP of the camp. What are we calling this, guys? 4 peppers, 5 peppers? Where are we at?
That's a 4 pepper. That's a 4 pepper take.
What do you think, Wind?
I came up with this one because I think there's a chance he does lead the Nuggets in minutes. Think about this, like PJ Dozier, training camp MVP so far. He can play, in the Bubba Gump lineup. He can play in that 3-point guard lineup.
I'm not doing this.
The BGL.
He can. He might be experimented in that Torrey Craig role with that bench unit as the small forward. He can play point guard. He can just play so many different roles and play next to so many different guys. I have a feeling he's somebody that the Nuggets want to get a lot of data points on this preseason. What lineups can he play with? What combinations? Who does he look good when he's out there with? Who does he look bad when he's out there with? So I think he gets a lot of action tomorrow.
He's also part of the second team, part of the third team. So he can be a little bit of both. He plays 1, 2, and 3, so you can put him out there if you want to get more minutes for RJ Hampton. Okay, we'll put PJ Dozier out there with him. So I could see him end up with 25, 26 minutes.
He's at the top of my power rankings of this is a close game. Malone forgets it's an exhibition and accidentally plays in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
He's number 1 on that list.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I like that list. All right, over here, Bol will score 10 or more points. 10 or more. That's a lot of points, especially what's he going to play, 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
I will say it's spicy. It's spicy. Ooh. I'll say a 5 pepper take.
Hey!
5 peppers?
Let's go.
Yeah, hold on.
10
hold
points?
on.
No belief in Bol.
5. How did you slowly get to the most extreme possible outcome? That was really weird.
Well,
you're like, it was.
It's a 5 pepper take, and the comments are unanimously higher than the 10 points. So apparently, it wasn't too spicy.
Also, commenters, if you have some fact checking time on you, what did Bol average in just those bubble games? I want to know, because I kind of think the vibe is going to be a little bit more like that in terms of defense and ability to put up 10 points in a hurry.
Eric? What do you think about tomorrow for Bol? What are you watching for, and what do you predict will happen?
Listen. I think to draw any real conclusions about the Denver Nuggets from this game, if you're looking for that, it's you're watching this for the wrong reasons. And really, for me, I just want to see all of these guys play again. I want to see them on the same court at the same time. I want to see the kind of dynamics, who's looking for who looks like they belong on a court, who looks like they're still a little bit too young in their development. Bol is every time Bol gets on the court, it's so interesting. Every single time, just seeing what he does, because he doesn't. I don't know if you guys have seen other human beings, but Bol loooks like almost none of them. A very, very small percentage of people.
I haven't seen another human being in
yeah, I know.
So 5.7 points there in 12 and a half minutes a game for Bol in the bubble.
I want to see Bol send a shot back out to half court. I want to see him dunk. I wanted to see him do a in transition 3 again. Adam, I love how you asked if we remembered watching the Bol preview. That is forever seared into the front part of my brain. I see that every night when I close my eyes, right before I go to bed, is that pull-up 3. I just want to see this dude play.
I meant specifically from the bar, the moment in time that we were in.
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
No.
I would love, if I could see one thing, it would just be a moment between Monte and Faku. I mean, Monte and Mason had a really fun chemistry. I thought they were the not just an obvious pick and roll duo, but sort of partners in crime leading that second unit. And I think it would just be great for the basketball, but also just a good sign for the health of the locker room if Monte follows through on embracing Faku in this way, and they end up becoming a little bit of a tiny king partnership, And I just I want them to love playing with each other, and it to sort of awaken ball movement and sort of permeate the rest of the roster.
Like one tiny king gave the other tiny king his daughter's hand in marriage so that there could be a tiny king alliance across the land.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like that, Eric.
So I talked to some people with the team. One of the things that I heard about Bol and Faku, particularly about those guys potentially being a pick and roll duo, they talked about it more as a pick and pop duo, which I thought was interesting because, of course, Bol can roll to the rim and play above the rim. But I think part of what's so interesting about him is how much gravity he has, especially at the top of the key, because you got to close out even further. That's the furthest distance from the basket. And then you got that 7'2" release. So I wonder, I'm just curious, and maybe some of our European fans can chime in on this, how many guys that played pick and pop specifically, if he played with pick and pop bigs as opposed to pick and roll. And then if you just factor in Bol and how unique he is at that skill, like it really could open things up for a Faku lineup that could be fun.
Mm-hmm. I would also love to see Bol just get a minute or two next to Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, because in the bubble he was mostly playing with those those crazy lineups that Denver was rolling out in like the seeding games and some of the scrimmages. So I would just love for him to get just some minutes with the regulars.
Yeah. Here's another prediction for you. I think the second half of the game will be more interesting than the first half. The second half. Now, this is usually opposite in preseason. The first half, you get the main guys. I actually think the not main guys tomorrow will be more fascinating. And that includes minutes, ideally, for R.J. Hampton, Zeke Naji, those types of guys. So I think it'll be more interesting. Where's that in the spice?
Not that spicy, like a 1. Because the battlegrounds with this team are the bench. It's not really with the starting lineup. So everybody that's coming in off the bench is fighting for minutes and fighting for playing time. And also, these guys like Faku, R.J. Hampton, they're just such unknowns that they are like inherently more exciting than watching the two all-star talents that we know all and well in a preseason environment.
Oh, hey guys, what are we doing today? Are we doing it's dog day, right? Yeah.
This is the most casual of all Fridays.
Where's your dog, Eric?
I just had to mute myself because somebody knocked on our door and my dogs went absolutely nuts. So I don't know what they're doing. They're probably killing a innocent passerby.
Yeah. Let me ask this one. I'll start with you, Vo. Which of the end of bench guys? So this is not the first unit, not the second unit. So take Bol and Faku off.
Sure.
But let's include Naji, Howard, R.J. Hampton, Isaiah Hartenstein. Which of those guys are you most excited to see tomorrow?
In a vacuum, R.J. Hampton, because I think he's the only kind of player on the Nuggets roster that's cut from the cloth he hits. Like, I just don't know if there are other guys who you would think athleticism first and foremost.
Yeah.
So that's just really exciting. But then more from like the our job thing, trying to figure out what the Nuggets are going to look like this season. Hartenstein, I just think there's some really, really encouraging stuff coming from anyone who's watched this guy play. And I saw some reporters in Houston sort of talking about how even they expect Hartenstein to look better in Denver than he did in Houston. So I'm just excited to see that kid play.
Yeah. Wind?
R.J. Hampton, absolutely.
Well, this might be a unanimous one then. We'll see.
We've been hearing some good things trickle out of Nuggets training camp about R.J. Hampton. He's looking good. Now, he could play really well this preseason, and I don't think that guarantees him or even comes close to guaranteeing him a spot in the rotation. Like, he would have to be unbelievable combine that with an injury or two to be in the Nuggets rotation, I think. But like Vogt said, man, he is so unique to the prospects that have come through Denver in the past. And this is an environment, a preseason environment, where he could really stand out, I think.
Eric, is yours RJ as well?
No, it's not. I honestly want to see Hartenstein. Like I really think
it's a good one.
Because he's just like so. I just think the potential for what he can bring to the Nuggets is so impressive. And it's immediate. It's like, wow, what is our bench going to look like? And we get some idea like, okay, can we feel good about again. And it's also green, honestly. Like, I want to see how those two pieces, because those two pieces feel like they're very integral to what the Nuggets want to do this year. Like, R.J. Hampton is just like interesting in the future. Like, but he's not going to do anything this year. Like, even if he gets on the court, it means the wheels have fallen off. It's not that he's gotten so good. So, just from the fan fiction point, standpoint. Like, I want to see if RJ Hampton can be that dude in the future. But I just really want to see what Hartenstein brings, man. He looks like so athletic, and he looks like he can be just exactly what Plumlee gave us and more, to me.
Right.
How about that 5-pepper take right there?
He looks like Bosch.
That's pretty
same look.
So I saw this comment come up. Heard a lot about players except Zeke Naji. I agree. We were talking earlier. We hadn't really seen any videos of him or anything like that either. But here's the thing. Not surprising. I mean, he's a rookie. You knew that he was going to be a project, and he has a little less sizzle to his game than
he's
RJ
not
Hampton.
flashy.
Like RJ Hampton, we saw him to get a steal and a dunk, but I mean, and we have heard a little bit of buzz, but I wouldn't take the we haven't heard anything from Zeke Naji, meaning that he must have been disappointing. Like, no, he was supposed to be the 13th or 14th guy, and he is probably the 13th or 14th guy, and so he's right where he was supposed to be.
Did you guys hear that he plays the piano?
I did hear that.
I heard that.
I've heard that. Yeah.
I think Zeke is he's in the cocoon phase right now, right? They want him to emerge a different player. So,
that's so true.
I don't think
that's so good. Good job.
You know, they're almost trying to disassemble and reassemble this basketball player a little bit. So I don't think it would be fair to expect him. And that's also, Malone said so candidly the other day that, Zeke looks a little overwhelmed. And a couple of people replied to me like, oh, well, that's not good. And I think Malone's point was simply that's par for the course, especially given the short sort of runway here for rookies.
We drafted him as a pupa just 3 weeks ago, and he's already gone. He's into his chrysalis, and soon he'll come.
I mean, Jokic also said that Bol still learning the rules of basketball. I think that these are along the same lines of it's hard to hype a guy when it's so clearly the first day of a PhD program, right? And these guys are all just like, holy crap, I have so many books to read, so many notes to take, that we can't really. Oh, they're going to be a terrible doctor. No, of course not. They're gonna get through this doctorate. We also have Marcus Howard. So I agree that RJ Hampton for me is number 1 and Isaiah Hartenstein number 2. And Isaiah might be the second team, not the third team, but we just haven't. He's the others. He's in that others group. Marcus Howard will probably end up getting. This might be the only time we actually see him all year.
I know.
He's the first one, I think, cut out of the rotation as these go on even into the preseason, and then he's probably the last one in garbage time or whatever. Right. So this might be our only chance, and we'll probably get the Tyler Cook treatment, 5 minutes. But nonetheless, curious to see what he does out there. If anybody watched up on YouTube, I hope you guys are checking out our player preview series, but you can see him making his highlight reel alone is worth checking out the Marcus Howard section.
His highlight reel is you'll pump it up a little bit and you'll be like, man, it's really impressive to watch these shots. You'll be like, okay, I've seen a lot of, shots of people shooting baskets, and then you watch it, you're like, holy God, it's way more impressive.
Yeah. Every shot he shoots is just whoa.
It's
every make.
His 5 minutes are going to look a lot different than Tyler Cook's 5 minutes.
You have to watch that portion of the preview that Adam broke it down. I really was like, okay, we'll see. And then I was like, what the? Over and over. It's crazy.
Another name we haven't really heard out of camp is Greg Whittington, and he's the last guy, and I just wanted to mention him because we had we don't know much about him. I mean, you watch the film in Europe. It's so hard to get a sense of how good he can be based on those highlights. But I do want to see him in the NBA and playing on this team and just try to get a sense of, is he a guy that maybe can grow into a Torrey Craig and be a long-term piece of this Denver roster or something. So I just don't – him and Marcus Howard I probably know the least about, and so it'll be nice to get a little bit of a glimpse of them, even if it's in a really, really small sample size. This is what's so great, guys. This is what is so great about the preseason, and in particular when you have a team that just has so much depth. We get to all 48 minutes of that game are going to have something intriguing going on about them, and so I can't wait to check it out. Let's take a break. On the other side of that break, though, I don't know. Maybe we'll toss the mic to Eric. Bravely toss the mic to Eric.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is wishing you the happiest of holidays. To kick off the season of giving, DraftKings has new promotions and odds boosts every single day. And these odds boosts are no joke. Go to the app, go to the DraftKings app, just scroll over to that odds boost tab. They have awesome odds boosts every day. Some of them are just absolutely free money. Like betting on a Broncos quarterback to complete a pass gets you $5. That's the type of stuff you can get with DraftKings. Head to the App Store now, download the app. They got awesome promotions, and right now, all new players on DraftKings have a chance to earn a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 when signing up using the promo code DNVR. They've also got tons of prop bets and also are offering new signups the chance to triple their winnings when placing any bet on UFC 256 this weekend, so check that out too. Make sure to download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR when you sign up to get up to $1,000. That's code DNVR to get a deposit bonus up to $1,000 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Also, guys, Mike and Virginia Chevalier, the official mortgage partners of DNVR. Check them out. www.dnvrmortgage.com. Call Virginia directly at 303-257-6578. Mike and Virginia Chevalier are DNVR members. They're part of this community. So if you have any questions about buying a home, taking out a loan, financing that loan, they have over 15 years of financial services experience. Visit them at dnvrmortgage.com and enter to win a free DNVR shirt or hat of your choice. Most importantly, get set up for a free consultation to discuss all of your options. That's dnvrmortgage.com.
Perfect. All right. Well, hold on, Eric. Before we, I just. Oh no! Wow. Wow, I was gonna go somewhere, but my dial-up just kicked in.
Wow!
I want you to know we're already losing. We're hemorrhaging followers as we go to online with T-Line. The people are leaving in haste.
Well, listen. I mean, maybe they were trying to use the phone. We had to hang up so we get that modem rocking.
Right.
So I've got. I don't know if you want to share my screen. So, guys. I like to spend a lot of my time online. I don't know about you guys. When I'm looking to entertain myself or others, I usually turn to online to find some of those inspirations. So I bring to you some of the things I found online, and I like to show them to you so we can learn about them together. The first off, this one is a little bit fashion-focused, I think. Let's look at this first entry here. So do you guys know, if I were to say the name Kanye West, is that a name you know?
I've heard of it. I've heard of him, yeah.
No way.
He did it again!
This is the best thing that happened.
There's no way he meant for that to happen.
You can't script it.
He did it again! Dude, this segment is horrible.
God. I swear to you at home, this is not part of
this. This is not
really
it.
not.
He must have so many tabs open that the furthest tab to the right is right next to the X button on his browser.
I did it again. No, you know what I do is I paste it into the browser that I'm looking at, which is
maybe come up with a different method.
Well, do you guys know who Kanye West is or no? Did you decide?
Are we gonna do this again? Yeah, can you share your screen? Can we get this whole thing going again?
God, I hate this.
Really?
Yeah, Eric is online all day, but still doesn't know how to use a computer.
Let's see if you can get this down. Have we heard of Kanye West? Yes, we have.
Okay, let's see here. So Kanye West also fancies himself a bit of a fashion designer. He's come out with some new footwear.
Dial-up internet, man, taking a while to load.
Wow, Eric, this segment, man.
I'll admit this is not. This isn't going the best it's ever gone.
I might downvote the show today.
Look at this.
There we go.
The new Yeezy Boost 400. Look at these designs from Kanye West. What are your thoughts on these shoes when you see them first?
They're just not for me, man. Like I don't like. Of course, I hate them, but like that doesn't. I'm not supposed to have an opinion about this. I don't even understand what they are.
These are a mix between Crocs and the Adidas Crazy 8s. If you know what those are, this is a mix between those two.
I have a big foot. And I imagine, like, if I were to wear this shoe, like, I couldn't even, like, walk through, like, hallways and stuff.
Clown shoes.
It's really impractical, that shoe.
Yeah. They're I would say that they're, like, lumpier than I want a shoe to be. There's too many lumps going on.
I can't pull these off. That's all I'll say. I couldn't pull that off.
Yeah, they kind of look like what you would wear if you were dressing up in a costume of like a dinosaur skeleton. You
know what these remind me of? Do you guys remember Ty Lawson's like slippers Jordans that he was trying to get to take off. Like sleekers, I think they were called. Like they were slippers that you could wear outside of the house. That's what these remind me of.
Yeah, well, they're okay.
What else is going on online these days?
So this actually came out several weeks ago. We were going to talk about it. So ESPN, we actually had a segment we based on. We were going to do with Kale. We find out what he knows of the 90s, right? So there's all of these players. None of them know what anything is. There's a floppy disk, blah, 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 standard. But then you get to the end, and this is just something I just want us to be able to play more than once. So LaMelo Ball has been asked things throughout this, and then he ends the segment with
Friday.
Have you ever heard of NSYNC?
No.
Justin Timberlake.
Okay, I heard of him.
That was his group. Before he blew up, he was...
Oh, for real? Yeah, I ain't know all that. I'm not gonna lie, I don't be knowing too much about all the outside world. You feel me?
Did you have to catch
It's an incredible quote, actually.
I don't know much about the outside world.
He said, I don't be knowing much about the outside world. Wow.
The outside world. I mean, this man is so focused on basketball.
Yeah,
I think that's what it means.
This guy doesn't spend a lot of time online, obviously. he's offline for most of the day.
Definitely not online.
We absolutely need to pull this clip of, I don't be knowing much about the outside world. That needs to be a drop.
Anytime Adam tries to slip a cultural reference,
it's so true.
Later than 2000.
Unbelievable.
That is
I don't
true.
be knowing much about. Well,
I'm a LaMelo Ball fan, man. Don't keep your slander. I'm Lonzo Ball, LaMelo Ball. They're going to wind up in Denver right when we start to win our championship.
In Ball Arena.
Well, you know what I do.
Ball Arena. It's been told in the prophecy over and over again.
This is what I do.
Ball is popping.
And this will make you happy then. Also, a second LaMelo Ball entry. Look at this. He got iced out with his first NBA check. Let's check out this grill. What do you think? My favorite part is the way that the glitter from the teeth shine off of his bad teenage mustache. What are your thoughts?
I have no thoughts about this whatsoever.
I cannot express how few thoughts I have.
I'm so confused by the concept of a grill. Like, you obviously need to take it out to eat and drink. You have lunch, then you put the grill back in, then you take it out. Like, I'm just I
like LaMelo Ball.
Is it hard to take it out and put it back? I'm just confused.
Eric, do you have the Cody Zeller tweet? Is it Cody Zeller that plays in?
Yeah, it's in Charlotte.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Did he respond
I think he
to
tweeted out. He said, "I need one too. You got to hook me up with."
Oh man, I'm all for that.
Well, so
what else is happening online these days?
So what else is going on online these days, you guys? Sometimes things are happening
Apparently
now,
you
like
can drink
LaMelo
with the
Ball,
grill.
and then other things happened in the past. Let's go back to the past, shall we? And look at two of our young kings hanging out together. MPJ and some small child hugging on the left and on the right. Look at these two grown men, these Adonises, these superheroes hanging out together. Look at the relationship between these two photos. I can't even find them. What?
Who grew up more?
Dude, Michael Porter Jr. Look at how what a golden he looks like a cookie. He's just like
a weird.
Here comes weirdness from.
Like his skin tone is it's just.
I think that's probably just the lighting. Have you never taken a photo with good and bad lighting before? I mean, come on.
Maybe I'm just basing this off of myself, but he looks fantastic. He is glowing.
I do think this is so cool, though, man. I like seeing the pictures of the players back in the AAU days and stuff like this. And then if you do, it is funny when you just look at Michael Porter in that video or that picture on the left. He looks so skinny and young and just frail. He kind of looks like you could just body him and break his leg or something. And then you look at him on the right, and he looks just like an Adonis. So this is a cool photo, man. I think both of these. I love this Nuggets team, man. Love it.
I know, man. This team's so likable right now.
They're
it's
so
really
likable.
the Q scores through the roof.
They've literally never lost a game. This Nuggets team.
They never have.
I want to tell you guys a story about how weird the internet is, and I'm going to use one of my own posts as an example.
Okay. It gets weirder from here?
It gets weirder from here. So I, after finally making a head of myself for the show, after being plotted to do so, and I put this up on my Twitter page, me watching clips and formulating my very objective views, I said. And then, because the internet is the weirdest goddamn place that there is anywhere or has ever been, literally under 2 minutes later, I got a reply right below, and somebody had already made and offered this for sale. This is available at T-Chip. It was debuted, deeply discounted.
Already on sale.
It's already
did not work out at the original price.
Did not. They need. You got to slash prices. But look at this, huh? How good does that look? Or check this out, guys.
Out on the street.
Looks like it's made to be worn with a jacket, like your shirts usually are.
When the models signed the contract to be used in the photos, this is not what they had in mind. Space on their chest.
I was like, "What is happening? This is the street." So
I'm gonna put in an order for the tank top. I'm feeling the tank top.
Well, in the world of fashion, though, another one of another guy I'm following posted this the other day, asking the question, "Why did I buy this?" But my question to him is, what kind of a dumb goddamn question is that? This thing is incredible. Look at this.
That's your formal shirt.
I have with this guy. I asked him to drop the link several days ago, and he has still not dropped this link.
What the age? Because
wait.
He doesn't have competition out there.
Does that tag say Express?
Yes, it does.
That's clearly where he got it.
Wow.
Look at this.
The Jamal Murray.
This might be the Jamal Murray line.
Can you imagine,
Oh, you're right. That is what it is. Look at this thing. That's awesome.
Do you imagine, though, in order to find this, I feel like you could just type in raw sexual energy return, and this would be the first entry thing.
That's a button down that was designed to be unbuttoned. Just worn, no undershirt. Just unbuttoned all the way.
You know what? I guarantee this is a tearaway shirt.
What else you got? You got another one?
Yeah. So let's look at. Speaking of the world of color and fashion, we're looking at. You've probably seen this online before. Brendan sent this to me. Shaquille O'Neal, the only player potentially to fulfill the entire rainbow.
The Roy G. Biv, baby. Look, he's got it all. That's incredible.
He's got.
That is impressive.
This you know what I wanted to do when you sent this to me, but I just haven't had the time. I wanted to turn this on its side, stretch it out, and then put the mountains over it to show have Shaquille O'Neal be our rainbow mountain background for the Nuggets. It'd be amazing.
He is so big. Just look how big he is, man. Like all those pictures. He forgets Shaq.
Yeah, I didn't realize he played for 7 teams. That's insane, dude.
I forgot he played for the Celtics, but until seeing this photo.
Yeah.
Big Shamrock.
What else is going on
Very
online?
forgettable.
Do you guys want to know what the plot is for Space Jam 2?
How is this the longest segment of the show?
Do you want to know what happens in Space? Are you guys?
Not really.
Yeah, I do. I do want to hear it. I want to hear it.
So you can put spoiler alert on this show, but during a trip to the Warner Brothers studio, NBA superstar LeBron James and his son accidentally get trapped within a world that contains all of Warner Brothers stories and characters under the control of a malfunctioning, all-powerful force, Al G, played by Don Cheadle. With the help of Bugs Bunny, LeBron must navigate through the never-before-imagined world filled with iconic movie scenes and characters as they reassemble the Looney Tunes to rescue his lost son. Now to get back home, LeBron and the Tunes have to unravel Al G's mysterious plan and win an epic basketball game against digital, gamified super versions of the NBA and WNBA's biggest stars as the entire world watches. Are you ready for this? Have you pre-ordered
like a Black
tickets?
Mirror episode. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I do like a version of this that's really dark and haunting and is really about cultural nostalgia and how dangerous it can be. I don't think it's going to be that, but I think Space Jam is arguably the single most overrated movie in the history of movies. This one at least sounds like it has something of a thoughtful plot, but I still think it's going to totally suck.
Fun fact, if you remove the opening and closing credits from Space Jam, that movie is 60 minutes long. So, not much of a film, really.
It's really a TV show.
If Juancho was in Space Jam 2,
I would love it! I would be all
That's the only way
it.
I would like it.
God, what a miss, Warner Brothers.
Reading this, you know what this makes me think, though? I don't be knowing much about the outside world yet.
All right, everybody, thanks so much. We're going to be back tomorrow with a bonus edition of the show because, like we always do, we got a post-game show. And the Nuggets have a game tomorrow. We have a post-game show tomorrow. And we have a fairly big announcement tomorrow to be making. If I can tease something.
Eyeballs emoji.
Eyeballs emoji. We have a big announcement that you will get to find out when you tune in tomorrow. and watch us live post-game. We'll see everybody then.
The week is over.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Although, is there a Friday or Monday? It's no different. Every day's the same.